Hey everybody, welcome back to another knife review. Today we're taking a look at the WE Knives Speedliner designed by Tashi Barucha. Before I get into that, I'll show off the packaging. I believe this is pretty standard WE packaging, like any WE knife you'd get, so interesting box, nice pouch, microfiber cleaning cloth branded for them. It came in this plastic. A couple stickers, WE knife, that Elijah Isham designed old WE knife. Little pamphlet thing, kind of showing off some of their other knives, I believe. And for a production knife, it is some pretty cool packaging. Pretty similar to, every nice production company is doing cool packaging like that. Nobody's really just doing a plain cardboard box or anything anymore. Spyderco. Nobody else really. So there's the knife itself. Give you a couple looks at it. Interesting shape to it. Kind of like Count Dooku's lightsaber, how he's got the weird handle on it. But so onto the specs. Overall length is 8.01 inch. Blade length 3.39 inch. Blade thickness 0.16. Handle thickness 0.511. And handle length 4.63 inches. Weight is 4.23 ounces. And there's a carbon fiber version, which is I think a steel liner lock carbon fiber scaled, which is probably a lot lighter. 20 CV on the blade. And as far as I know, CPM 20 CV is similar to CTS 204P or Bowler M390. It's just the different companies with the same amounts of each material or element in it. Titanium handle, obviously. Drop point blade, flat ground, with this very nice brushed satin. There are other models of this frame lock that have a blasted blade. I believe it is, I forget which one has it. There's a black one, black titanium with I think a blackened blade, and then I think the liner locks have bead blasted blade, but the hand brushed on that is amazing looking, and it's very nice to clean. I've used this knife and there's no other like vertical scratches or anything. It's all still horizontal, but wiping off residue and everything, it's so smooth. Very cool finish. Plain edge, obviously. Right hand tip up only, so you can see on this side. No way to put that clip over there. Which, I'm right-handed, so it's fine for me, but obviously if you're left-handed or just carry your knife in a different pocket and don't like that position, then not so good for you. Frame lock, made in China. And like I said, designed by Tashi Barucha. Tashi Barucha is one of my favorite designers. I would actually call him probably my favorite designer. He has very unique styles and everything, like the look of this blade and handle. The look of this knife is very similar to a lot of knives he does. This one's more toned down than a lot of them. A lot of them have a little more dramatic of a blade, and they'll have like a big finger choil, and then the blade sweeps down. This is more of like a blend of like a crazy Tashi design with more simple, like a regular WE design. So I do really like it a lot, and I'm glad just to get one of his designs. If he would have came out with I'd like for him to come out with like a Civivi or something, so I could get more of his designs, but not have to pay the $300 every time, because this was $317. I think he has a Fox Knives collaboration that's very expensive, a Wingman EDC, maybe, I think. A couple other companies that have, like, all they do is make titanium frame locks that are collaborations with custom knife makers at a better price than a custom price. So they're all around $300 or $400. Custom Knife Factory has a new one that's about $600 or $700 for a full integral frame lock. But for this one at $317, I was glad to spend that on it rather than anything more like from the other companies. Onto the design. Bronzed tie handle. There you can see the bronzing. The backspacer is just like a natural titanium. It's blasted, but there you can see the contrast between it and the handle. Forms a little arrow right there because of the chamfers on the sides. And it is like a full handle thickness backspacer, so you can see it goes up and around the edges of the scales and forms like a big back strap, kind of. Very cool looking. Goes down, forms the large lanyard hole there. For me, that's just going to be kind of a part of the design. I'm not going to use it as a lanyard hole or anything, but if you like lanyard holes, then you have a giant one to use on this knife. But for me, that's just part of the look. Satin blade, like I said. The hardware is all matching bronzed titanium. It's a little smoother, like a little shinier than the bronzed and stonewashed handle. But a good match. See the bronzed hardware even in the plain tie pocket clip. And the clip is pretty small. You can see for how big the whole knife is. I have a comparison knife here that I can bring in real quick, but you can see the proportion of the wee kite fin that is covered by the pocket clip compared to this little tiny skinny one. It works great. I saw somebody post, I think like the day after it came out, saying the pocket clip was a little too tight and wouldn't really fit in their pocket very well and wouldn't work very well. And I wear kind of thick pants to work, so I was kind of worried that when it showed up it wasn't going to fit, but I've never had a problem with it. It hasn't tore up my pocket or anything from being too tight, and it goes right in and right out and is very kind of subtle with how big it is, so I like it a lot. Flows with the design. It's not just random and out of place or anything. It's goes along with the curve of it. And it's 3D machined, not just a stamped clip or anything. So on to the pros and cons. First, the pros. Obviously, it came sharp. That's the number one thing you'd look for in a knife probably is it sharp? So cuts great. I can do a little cut test on my cheat sheet, see how it does. So shaves that right up. So it's sharp, flips great. The flipper tab is nice. A lot of his designs have this kind of the tip of the handle sweeps down and then it continues on with the end of the flipper tab. Has jimping on it, so it's not a super strong detent. I could tell in the promo videos and stuff from We Knife before they released it that they weren't like really cranking down and launching it out. They were just kind of nice and easy flipping it. So it's not like a super strong finger breaker custom detent or anything, but it's tough. I tried to get it to not deploy there. You can get it to not deploy if you want. It's tough to do because it is very smooth, but there's a misfire. So, but very good detent. I think it's just a very good tuned detent. It doesn't need to be stronger than this because it is so smooth and fires out. You can see it drop shut, but it's very tuned where you can load up on it if you want and really launch it out. But if not, just any flick at it will light switch it. So very good flipping action. Beautiful design. I love his designs, and this one is no exception. I don't know if there's a custom of his that this kind of matches with or goes along with. I'm sure a couple of his custom designs and like collaboration designs and stuff have a similar style to this, but I'm not sure which one is closest to that. All of the other collaborations that I've seen lately from the kind of mid-techy $400 price point companies, they all have kind of the other more dramatic design with the big tall blade, fingered choil there, finger spot. If you look up his designs, you kind of know that this one's a little different than some of them. Feels great in the hand though. I love the way it feels. You can really get a good grip on it. It's just super comfortable. No hot spots or anything. Everything's nice and smooth, but no jimping back here or anything either. Just nice, smooth, hand-rubbed spine. But, yeah, very comfortable. Kind of just natural feeling in the hand. I think the holes, I think they provide a little bit of traction and stuff too. They look good, but also in your hand, you kind of get a little extra grip, especially if you're squeezing hard, then that provides a little extra traction, so that's nice. And you can see, I will try to show some of it. You can see a little bit of the light in there in a pocket. Well, no, that's the cutout. Okay, so that's the cutout in the handle, but there's also a couple pockets in there, but it'd be really hard to see in the dark. Oh, there you go. So you can see a pocket there on that side of the handle. Little tiny one on the other side, but it is pocketed out. Even though it has these big holes cut through it, they still wanted to lighten it up just a little bit more, get as much out of it as they could, so another nice thing. Cons, like I said, the one person I saw comment say the pocket clip was just too small and too tight. I'd say it's slightly small and tight feeling going in the pocket, but it's not bad. I like it a lot, so not much of a con. That's the only thing I could think of. Everything else is perfect. I mean, it's built perfectly centered, flips great, lockup is great, nothing to complain about. Edge was perfect. It was like shaving sharp when I got it. Final judgment. Obviously, being a Tashi Barucha knife, I really, really wanted it. So when I saw $317 for the price tag, I thought that was a good price. I originally saw at the beginning of the year this knife and the GTC designed Solid from We Knife, and that's an integral frame lock. So I was looking forward to both of those knives, and when I saw the GTC Solid was in the $450 price range, I was like, okay, maybe I won't get that one, and I'll just do this $317 one, because that's just a little more manageable, especially since I wanted both of them. I was like, well, definitely not spending that on both of them, but this one, definitely a fair price for how amazing the blade feels. Feels more like a custom than any knife I have. Bringing a little comparison that I showed earlier, this Wee Kite Fin, made by the same company, but this was like $135 on sale when I got it, so less than half the price, and feels like it was made by a completely different company. Super high quality, flips great, nice and smooth, not drop shut probably because of how light it is, but even being from the same company and pretty much all the same materials, other than blade steel being slightly worse, this just feels miles ahead. If you told somebody this was a $150 knife, how much do you think this would be? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they said $500 or something with how different it feels. So, small price to pay for a design from my favorite maker. I think it's a great knife, definitely worth the price. Flips great. It's also not like a super wacky design where you can't use it. Like, I can cut stuff open with this. I can use this on the daily basis. I carried it for about 2 weeks since I got it. Only a couple things have gone in the pocket since then, so definitely an amazing knife, probably the favorite of my collection right now, and I'm probably going to keep it as my favorite for a while. So I'd recommend it if you were on the fence about it, picking one up. I think the liner lock version with the carbon fiber scales looks cool too. It might have a weaker detent. Some of the videos made it look maybe like it had a little weaker one, but I have not held one of those, so those are very cool looking too. And that's pretty much it for this. If you want to check out some of the other videos on my channel, you can check those out and see other knives like the Kite Fin review. And don't forget to like and subscribe to help it grow. And thanks for watching.